Hello, everybody. Welcome to this presentation on food acts that will change your life. Food acts that will change your life. I'm going to discuss with you very helpful tips to help you in this journey of a change in your lifestyle to optimize your health. Now, what does all these symptoms have in common? Constant cravings, constant hunger, chronic fatigue, weight gain. And these are some of the things that affect a lot of people that they can't really follow some dietary modifications because they have cravings that they cannot even control. So today we're going to dissect the reason, what is behind these cravings, and what you can do about it. And then you also let's go into it. Yeah. Let's start right away. The underlying cause of all those problems I just listed is what we call glucose spikes. Glucose spikes. This video discusses the detrimental effects of glucose spikes on your health, and it provides you with insight on the importance of glucose management and also offers practical hacks, practical tips to help prevent the spikes through dietary adjustment. Why is this topic very important? It's very important because glucose spikes, as we go into the presentation, you see the devastating effect it has on our health. So what is our agenda for today? We're going to look at what is a glucose spike and the three major effects of glucose spike on your health, and healthy eating acts to flatten these glucose curves. A glucose spike refers to a rapid and significant increase in blood sugar levels that occurs after consuming foods that are high in carbohydrates or sugars. As you can see, unlike when you use, as I'll show you in a very short while, if you use the normal glucometer for checking your blood sugar, you will notice these red marks here are readings from a normal blood a glucometer that is used to check blood sugar. But there's a device called a continuous glucose monitor. It is a wearable device that tracks your blood sugar levels continuously via a small sensor under your skin, helping to detect glucose spikes. Now, the difference between wearing a glucose spikes and doing a blood sugar test is that unlike when you wear a continuous glucose monitoring device, it tracks your blood sugar readings every 5 minutes, every 1 to 5 minutes. And so it gives you areas of concern. What is the reason? What is causing the spikes? And how are these spikes affecting your health? That's what we're going to discover and consider in the topic in today's presentation. So, what are the key characteristics of a glucose spike? Number one, a rapid increase in blood glucose levels. Your blood glucose levels rise quickly, often within 30 to 60 minutes after eating. As you can see in this diagram here, you can see the spike, the high spike, and what is supposed to be normal. The green one is the normal glucose excursion, or the normal blood glucose levels. It should be the flat point is the normal glucose level. Then if you eat a food that is okay, that doesn't spike, that doesn't cause a spike in glucose, you will have the green mountain, so to say here. But when you have a glucose spike, you can see how very high it is, and it comes with implications. So one of the key characteristics of a glucose spike is this rapid increase, and it's well shown when you wear a continuous glucose monitoring device. Next, The second characteristic is a high peak. The blood sugar reaches a higher than normal peak before gradually returning to baseline. This is an example. These are characteristics of a glucose spike. What is behind them? Number three, insulin response. The pancreas releases insulin to help absorb the excess glucose, which can lead to a subsequent drop in blood sugar levels. So when you have a glucose spike, the body responses by stimulating the pancreas to release more insulin into the body to curb the excess glucose. And this comes with consequences that we're going to discuss later. Now, what is the fourth characteristic? This cycle can cause symptoms such as energy crashes, increased hunger, and mood swings. So, what are the foods that you may be eating that are causing all these symptoms? Energy crashes, increased hunger, mood swings. So, if you're having constant hunger is a symptom that you have a high glucose spike from whatever you are eating, and that is stimulating the release of insulin, high levels of insulin to curb the high levels of the glucose that have been released into your bloodstream. So, what do we do? Let's move on. Now, what happens to your body when you have a glucose spike? Is it just that you have a spike and there are no consequences? No. Number one, we have mitochondrial dysfunction. Your cells, the powerhouse of your cell is the mitochondria, and it becomes less efficient and creates more harmful free radicals when there is too much glucose in your system. It is these free radicals that cause oxidative stress, which are harmful molecules that will build up in your system and cause a lot of damage to your tissues. Number two, what happens when you have a high glucose spike? Glycation. Glycation is when too much sugar attaches to proteins in your body, forming harmful molecules called advanced glycation end products. These products damage your tissues and your organs, and they have been linked to several health issues such as diabetes, aging, premature aging of your skin, of your cells, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and so on and so forth. What are the other consequences of always having this glucose spike? Inflammation. Glucose spikes cause chronic inflammation, a long-lasting and low-level inflammatory response that can damage tissues and organs over time, contributing to various health issues and chronic diseases. A lot of people do not know that if you have, because of what you are feeding your system with, if you're always having this glucose spikes, you're going to come down with inflammation, which is going to result in cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, and you have weight issues, you cannot lose weight, and so many other health conditions that are caused by these glucose spikes. Now, how do you prevent these spikes? How to prevent glucose spikes when you eat? Because they are caused by the spikes occur when you eat, but there are normal spikes and there are abnormal spikes. So, how do you prevent these abnormal spikes that are the underlying cause of so many health issues? That is the next part we are going into now. Number one, now there are some hacks, there are some tips that have been given to help curb the spikes. Number one is eat foods in the right order. Now, this new science is the new research shows that to optimize your blood glucose levels, it's no longer you avoiding certain foods or not eating this. Of course, there are certain foods you shouldn't eat, but much more importantly, the new research shows that there is a right order to eat your foods. Eating your food in a specific order can dramatically reduce blood sugar and insulin spikes. So here are the keys. When you want to eat, you are supposed to start with fiber like the vegetables. Then you follow with proteins and healthy fats, your fish, your nuts, your avocados. Then you eat your starches and your sugars last. Your fruits, your rice, you are to eat them last. This order can benefit everyone and not just those who are diabetic. So in the past, people when they are eating like the kind of meals that are on screen right now, most people will start with fruit. Sorry, they may start with the fruits and then end up with the veggies. That is a wrong order. That is going to spike up your glucose. The right order is to start with your vegetables. And the reason for that is because the vegetables will create like a mesh in your intestine so that when other foods come in, they are not absorbed as fast as when those foods are eaten alone. So it's like a protective mesh that prevents the fast absorption of the breakdown, or sorry, the fast absorption of the starchy food and the sweet foods. So eating the you start with your vegetables, then you now or salads, then you now go for the healthy fats, you go for the fish, then your rice comes last, then finally if you are taking fruits at the end of that meal, the fruits, the sugary fruits come last. That is the first step. With this order, you will not have dangerous glucose spikes that can, endanger your health. Just as we have seen here, if you are having fruits after your meal, not before your meal, you can see for here, like an example here, this person, he took two slices of pineapple as a snack before meals, and see the huge spike that was created, the huge glucose spike that was created. But when this same person took it after meals, you can see the very low mountain. The spike is very low. So not not so the way you eat whatever you are eating will is very important. Eating your fruits, sugary fruits last is very, very important to help reduce glucose spikes. The second hack is add a green starter to all your meals. Just as I explained before, eating complex carbs first, then protein, and then finally the carbs slow down sugar entering into your bloodstream, and this helps to keep you healthy. For example, if you look at the glucose spikes graph on the screen, when this person ate a bowl of rice, just rice alone, look at the glucose spike. But when they combined the bowl of rice with beans eaten together, you can see there were no spikes. So if you are not taking the rice with the beans, you can take it with vegetables. You can take the salad first, then you now take the carbohydrates later. This is another hack to help reduce dangerous glucose spikes. Hack number three is flatten your breakfast curve. Breakfast is the worst time to eat just sugar and starches. Yet is the time at which most of us eat sugars and starches. So in place of loading your body in the mornings with starches and sugars, which is going to give you a glucose spike, you are advised to take scrambled eggs with in butter or olive oil. You can add slices of avocado, almonds, mushrooms, tomatoes, eggplants, whatever veggie of your choice, as well as long as they are high in fiber. So you add it, and you can take this and then take a cup of tea, and that should be perfect. This will not cause any glucose spike, unlike the traditional cereals. And in fact, cereals are a no-go area, even if they are labeled no sugar. As far as that, as long as they've been processed, they're going to shoot up your glucose spike, and that will not be good for you at all. So the tradition that breakfast should be sweet is completely misguided. Build your breakfast around protein, fat, and fiber for satiety and stable energy. Hack number 4: reach for apple cider vinegar before you eat. This is something that has been done for years, and is a secret of helping to reduce glucose spike, and also helping to burn fat. It's a lot of uh, there are many um, countries where using apple cider vinegar, taking apple cider vinegar before a meal is like a tradition. So apple cider vinegar, taking a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons in water before you eat, will help to flatten any ensuring excuse me, any glucose or insulin spikes that will occur after your meals. And apart from that, apple cider vinegar before meals will help to curb your cravings, your hunger is tamed, and it will help you to burn fat. And the reason is because apple cider vinegar has acetic acid that helps slow down how quickly sugar gets absorbed into your body. It actually helps to inhibit the action of the enzyme, like temporarily helps inhibit the action of the enzyme that breaks down carbohydrate into glucose. So that means your blood sugar doesn't spike as much when you are eating. So hack number 4. And another thing that this hack can do for you is, for example, maybe you are going to go for you're going to go for you're going out for a party, and you are not sure what you're going to eat there, and you may be given things that you don't that are going to be very sweet, that will shoot up your glucose spike. You can take a glass of apple cider vinegar before going out for the party, so that the spikes are tamed and the effects of those sugary foods are minimized on your system. Hack number 5: tame your carbs with protein and fiber. What this is talking about is avoid eating just your carbs alone. When you eat carbs by themselves, your blood sugar spikes. But if you pair them with proteins, healthy fats, fiber like healthy fats or fibers like vegetables or salads, it's like giving them clothes. So, and this slows down how quickly your body absorbs the sugar, keeping your blood sugar levels more stable. So avoid eating carbohydrates alone. If you want to eat your rice, you can get veggies, you can get avocado, you can get salads. Eat those first before you now eat any other carbs you want to eat. Hack number 6: have your fruits whole, not transformed. So if you have a choice, anytime you want to take your fruits, what this hack, the tip here is to cut down the glucose spike. The best way to eat your fruits, is when they still have their fiber intact, when their fibers are intact. But when you've turned them to a smoothie, the fibers, though you still have it, but it's been pulverized, may not be as effective as when it is still when you chew it with your mouth, in helping to curb glucose spike. But the worst way to take your fruit is as a juice, because that will just shoot up your glucose spikes. And the important thing to note here is that it doesn't matter whether it's fresh fruit juice or it is packaged juice, they are going to have the same effect. And this is where a lot of people make mistakes. They think, oh, because it's fruits, it's fresh fruits, it shouldn't have any negative effects. No, your body doesn't cannot differentiate whether it's sugar from packaged juice or sugar from fresh juice, it's still going to have the same impact on your system. It's going to shoot, you're going to have a high glucose spike. So the best way to take your fruits is to take them whole with their fibers intact as much as you can. The next best way is to make them as smoothies, and preferably when you make when you make your fruit smoothies, don't make just only fruits alone. Add veggies, celery, carrots, and some other veggies, kale. Add it to the fruit. It's better that way to reduce the amount of sugar that is exposed, that your system is exposed to. Hack number 7: move for 10 minutes after eating. Going for even just a 30 minutes walk after a meal will lessen the side effects of whatever you just ate. And the longer you work out, the more glucose and insulin curves will flatten. So walking after your meal, in fact, I've had a client who was diabetic, and he told me that this hack really, really worked for him. This is one of the things that moved the needle for him. After each meal, after his dinner, he takes a 30 minutes walk, and he said he's been having very good blood glucose and blood sugar levels as a result of this hack. So it's something you should incorporate. So we often worry just about what to eat, but we forget how we should eat. The order you eat your food can make a big difference in your blood sugar levels. A study showed that eating fibers first, followed by proteins and healthy fats, and then starches and sugars last, can lower blood sugar spikes by a whooping 73% and insulin spikes by 48%. This trick works for everyone, not just people with diabetes. So, and one of the fastest way to lose weight is to reduce your insulin levels. If your insulin levels do not go down, you find it difficult to lose weight. So this hack is going to help as many as also want to lose weight and wants to stay in shape and wants to prevent all the manifestations of metabolic syndrome. So this is a hack that's going to help you. So I want you to please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have found this video valuable. Thank you for watching.